Hey everybody, welcome to the Zach Baxter channel. I'm Zach Baxter. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and we are coming to you. We just watched episode 7 of American Horror Story. Laura Menston died for
Valerie Solanas. The whole episode was about a feminist.
Valerie Bertinelli bought.
Oh my. Sir, Valerie Solanas died for your sins.
Scumbag.
Apparently, I missed the meeting.
You did.
I am not part of the scum meeting, and we are here. We're going to introduce ourselves, starting over here.
I'm Kate.
Crystal.
Andrew.
Audie.
And I'm Zach.
Hey, don't forget about me. I'm Mark.
And this is the Night's King.
Make a test.
You're not watching Cirque du Soleil. You are. Please don't adjust your screen.
Sorry for the podcast people. He's in full
Night's King makeup right now.
Yes, it's close to Halloween, as I'm sure you're quite aware of.
Okay,
okay, here we go. Here we go. This is us.
Yes. Andrew.
Oh, we're doing that.
Yeah. We're super professional.
We're the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And
now our talk begins. I got the word.
Okay, so I want to start with Beverly is kind of wandering around for the first part of the episode. She runs into BB, who we find out her name later. And then she goes over to see Kai.
BB Zahara, and
yeah,
BB Babbitt.
BB Babbitt. Sir, just stop naming names because you're not going to get it.
You're
I like that she's serving him all night.
So she goes to Kai's house, and Kai's house is full of blue-shirted white guys.
Fight Club. We do not talk about Fight Club.
And they're all just kind of not looking at her, but fighting each other. And some of them walk by with guns. And Harrison and Chaz Bono are there.
There's a cute one at the front door.
There's a super cute. I mean, some of them are pretty cute.
No, the first one.
They were very attractive neo-Nazis.
But yeah,
some of them were good people.
All neo-Nazis?
They look like they were all white dudes.
That's true.
Well, but
wearing blue,
angry white dudes. I mean, not that all angry white dudes are neo-Nazis.
The blue denim color, which for me, I was immediately went to 1984, but
some of them were very good people, though.
I don't know that.
Zach,
I can't attest to that.
Drink. And also, let's continue the conversation.
I need more.
So I guess the thing is, Kai is essentially asking Beverly to take a back seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
take a break.
Was he telling her?
Yeah.
They pretty much forcefully removed her.
I think he was telling her.
Physically
he was telling her.
Harrison, the muscle.
Yeah. For now.
Where you didn't bring it?
No.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, we have the talking dragon.
No.
Anyway, so that's kind of when Beverly goes back to the ladies, and she's like, "Hey, shit's going down. It's not cool. Let's talk to BB about it." And BB talks all about Scum and Valerie Solanas.
So can we talk about Lena Dunham since we're there now?
Yes, we can.
Congratulations on her Emmy.
I know, right? That's definitely got
that's gonna get
guest
nominated.
Starring Emmy nomination.
Totally gonna get nominated.
Oh, great job, great job. I mean, physically, vocally, she did a fantastic job.
She stressed me out.
She was so sweaty.
And I was really impressed at the fact that, at the beginning, she was batshit, and yet she managed to get more and more intense as the episode went on.
Right. And not just that, but, she kind of made sense in some things, you know? If she was, minus all of the whole murder, all cocks situation.
I mean, men suck.
And women on cocks. She wanted...
Right.
Yeah, that's...
But certain things about the patriarchy, especially in the time when she was living, was...
Yeah, she had good...
What episode number was
7.
She had a good base, but then she was just and let's go way too far with
it.
she
did. I agree with
that.
But
much like everybody else on this show, though, because they all have these normalized ideologies that they take to complete extremes. Yeah. Ivy, Allie, Winter, Kai, they are all going to the extremes.
Allie. Ivy. Fuck her. Sorry, side note.
That's okay. So then we find out that they start murdering. Their first job is to start the decoupling. So they want to get rid of all the couples, and they start murdering couples.
Is that a word?
Decoupling?
I think she invented it.
It is now.
Well, it's also in science, but yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's not uncoupling?
I think it's...
I thought it was decoupling.
I know coupling is a word.
Internet?
We'll Google it. But either way, they want to get rid of the couples because they feel that obviously the men are the problem, and also any women who would be with the men are a problem too. So they start murdering people, and it ends up being what the Zodiac killer. So
That
this is
was-
It got disattributed. No, it didn't because someone was.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, because it was they had essentially like gay men, or like they said like men who were
Turds.
We're turds.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to demasculinize themselves, which is probably definitely not a word,
It's not.
they could join the group also, but they would also be always be the lower tier of the group.
Because they have a peen.
I just think that
Yes.
whole Zodiac thing was really brilliant. I mean, I have my cities wrong, but
Serial
it was
killer, you got
really
serial killer.
well, and couple serial killer because both of those guys were murdering couples in their cars.
Yeah.
I think that was really interesting. That was a fun little thrilling thing
I
that
know.
like Ryan Murphy just kind of threw together, and how real it was, obviously,
Right.
But it was just fun. It was
Well,
a fun
and
little...
until this day, we don't know who the real Zodiac
No,
killer
no,
is.
we
Yeah,
don't.
no, we
Yeah.
don't.
We all assume it's Ted Cruz, but
Yes.
Drink.
we have no concrete evidence.
Yeah.
We're all
If you
drinking
want
now.
It's fake news.
If you want us to investigate that, go give us $1 on Patreon. We'll get right on it.
All right.
And so then once she's done explaining all of this whole thing happened and it did get kind of out of hand and we lost it and whatever, but obviously this is happening again with the blue shirts and Kai pushing you out.
Yep.
So maybe we need to take over again. So we have a lady meeting.
A lady alliance.
Evie and Ivy and Winter
Fuck
and
Ivy.
Beverly. And they all, I don't know, why do you think they decided Harrison was the one?
Because he was gay.
I fed it to him.
Through BB. Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah, Kai
Well-
technically murdered Harrison.
Yeah, no, Kai said, to Winter in their parents' bedroom, what should we call it? Fear is whatever? And they said, well, what about, blah, blah, blah,
Men
blah.
lead, women lead.
Yeah.
I didn't like it either. That was Harrison's idea anyway.
Well, and
yeah.
also he was the gay one, and they probably felt betrayed because, like Beverly said, he should know how it feels to be marginalized and outcast.
Right.
And you're,
Yes.
But then that, like, you're turning against us.
They had all of that came from Kai basically feeding Winter
Right.
the clue,
The line.
the cue
Yeah.
that Harrison had to be their first victim.
Because then because they lured him into the butcher shop and then tied him down, and they were trying to get information from him.
Yes.
And who lured him there again?
They just said
Ivy.
they
Oh,
called
they
him.
said there was a
him.
meeting.
They called him
yeah.
and said we're having a meeting at the restaurant
Oh no, it was a victory party for
or whatever
Kai.
because
Yeah.
he showed up and said where's
Oh.
Kai. No one was there but the girls.
Because Kai became the martyr, and so he won
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Won the councilman place.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was
Oh,
kind
they
of
did
big, and
the-
it just got thrown in
They
there.
did.
Yeah.
And they did the Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, they did. Harrison wants to build. I think y'all missed that. Harrison wants to build Kai
An Iron Throne.
an iron throne because he has a bunch of leftover swords from one of Meadows' failed projects, and then
No,
whoever was
Nicole
talking
Kidman.
I heard him talking about the swords. I
the
didn't
Golden
hear the-
Compass. The swords are from the Golden Compass.
Yeah, from the Golden Compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed the
Because
Iron
Meadow used to
Throne
collect
reference.
Nicole
I'm gonna
Kidman
drink to that.
memorabilia. Sorry, I don't know why I paid attention to that part.
It was good though.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Little things.
But yeah, so then they try and get information out of him, and he is still, Harrison to the end was sticking to the party line of Meadows' death counted more than anything in her life did.
Right.
Well,
and in some ways, he may have been right, but that was his fault.
He never
also.
said enough to really
Sensitive.
to show if he knew what Meadow was doing or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I think that it's in Kai's interest, if he's such a good manipulator, to keep everybody in the dark. Why tell each other? That's
Right.
how a cult operates.
Right.
A cult leader operates is by
Need to
sowing
know.
distrust between his followers so that they don't
Kind of
group
like
together.
our
and
current
stand
administration.
Okay, drink.
We all have to drink because of that.
Can I just eat a chip instead?
Anyway, and so then what happened after that?
Well, we learned the
Credits.
ending of
Yeah, so at the end
Valerie.
they do that, and
that was a hell of a speech for Lena Dunham.
Oh,
It really
so
was.
they-
It was so good.
So they murder Harrison, they dismember him, and they put them in the same position that they had
Zodiac.
put Bruce in.
Yeah.
When they dismembered him in the 60s or
Well,
the 70s.
I mean, we don't.
Yeah, she said
She
in
said-
a specific
Yeah, she said-
Configuration.
Yeah.
configuration.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if it was specifically that, but I mean...
But I don't know why
the
it
thing that I
wouldn't be.
focused more on is that it was in a scummy lake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, and it was covered in scum, and so we
Well, I think she said that specifically, like, to Kai.
to target Kai. 'cause
And it
she
was
knew
in
he was
retaliation for the
wanting.
death. May have been in retaliation for the death of Meadow.
Meadow. Yeah.
So we see Kai watching, and he basically said that he literally said they're at their best when they're angry. Like, that was his exact words, and he was talking to V.
He's just such an incredible manipulator. Like, he's just always
Very much so.
steps
So
ahead of
I guess
them.
the things that we can talk about are how much
I love Frances Conroy.
Okay, so how much we love Frances Conroy.
She was great.
The most.
And I'm glad that she's still
Phenomenal.
alive at the end of this episode and it wasn't just a one-off.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so good.
Well, it could have been. She could not, you know.
Don't
No
say
way,
that,
she's going to stay
Andrew.
around for this whole scum manipulation
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I would.
And then also, how much of her telling of scum do we think is real?
Well, I can tell you what's real in reality, which is that the Valerie Solanas wrote the Scum Manifesto and tried to start her own group of crazy, feminists.
Was
and
it
she
men
did
murdering
wind up,
feminists?
huh?
Was it like men murdering feminists? Was that the whole?
Yeah,
deal?
that was that's what the Scum Manifesto is about, is like kill all men. And she did try to get Andy Warhol to turn it into a film, and she did spend time after shooting Andy Warhol in a nutty house.
Yeah.
And she did die of schizophrenia. So those things are real.
Okay. I guess.
I think I want to talk about
I also think it could be interesting if it was BB's whole conflagration of the Zodiac Killer exists, and I could utilize these murders to make the scum movement more important and more accurate for my purposes.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I have...
You mean kind of like Ryan Murphy did.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if she was doing that would be awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, from what I'm understanding of Kai, I think Kai is the ultimate white men first guy.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
Think
what
so?
makes him tick.
Yeah.
He is a white man, and I think a lot of that has to do with who he was before the whole cult thing started, because there's a page that he was reading on Reddit before his parents killed themselves and all that, and it's a white male, a well-known pro-white male website. And so what he's doing is he's, dealing with all this stuff, We Are the Wall and all that, and then he's also breaking down women, the alliance that's being brought together by women with these examples.
Yeah.
He's using these women to tear down yet another alliance so that in the end white men are on top.
I guess one of my questions is why is BB on his side?
Yeah, that'd be one of my questions
Well,
too.
we're assuming that BB is who she says she is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She
Right.
could just be a
be
paid
somebody
actor or just another crazy
But
person.
no, if she was, I think that the option is either she is who she says she is, and she has some backwards. She's turned.
Maybe she's an
completely other
aunt
side.
or something.
Or she is
Grandma?
another relative,
Yeah.
in the same line as Dr. What's his
Vincent?
face.
Mm-hmm.
Where she is related and she's kind of into the cause, but not super.
I mean,
into it, but she
age-wise,
can
I
be
could only
used.
imagine Grandma.
Yeah, or aunt. I mean, older aunt, I guess.
My vote's for Grandma, considering the death of the parents. I feel like it would be more dramatic. to
Yeah.
bring
That's
in.
true, yeah.
But
Okay.
still, I just don't understand where. I guess we can start with, if she is who she says she is, why would
Why
she
help
be doing
Kai?
this?
Yeah, that raises more questions than it being another addition to.
Well, I'm guessing that we're going to get a lot of information next episode because it's going to be about winter, right?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what.
That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
So,
Well, they showed Allie
nice,
confronting
Marcus.
Dr. Vincent, so
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
we might see how much he actually knows, or did he
And
just how he fed his information. Was it purposeful, or
Yeah, they stole his files
they
or something.
stole it? Yeah.
Apparently, Allie is putting things together outside the episode.
Yeah, which is good.
And
Yeah.
also, we haven't yet, and I said this last time, we haven't yet seen the relationship between Dr. Vincent and Winter. We've seen their relationships to Kai.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen those two together.
Well, we know they're
yet.
brother and sister, right?
Right,
Right, but
we
we've
haven't
never
seen
seen them
actually
interact
together.
Maybe they're the same person.
I was gonna just
Oh my
say
God.
that.
I think you guys said
Oh my
that last
God!
time. You said that last
Oh my
time.
God.
The worst.
What if BB and Kai are the same
Stop.
person?
He's just wearing a wig.
Stop.
Guys,
Jesus.
that would explain the whole show.
Now.
Stop.
Stop.
Okay, so we
And in
are
Ryan
out
Murphy
of time.
form, that would derail
We
the
have
whole thing.
questions.
What are our
Let's take a
questions?
couple questions.
Okay,
Well,
so
we're
Icy
for-
says, why is Kai
Wait.
trying to get the ladies against him and wanting them to try to murder him?
No, I think that he's trying to break down the unity of women, and he's using these women to make an example. Like, they just did something
I see
awful.
what you're saying.
We're out
They
of
just
time.
did. Okay, sorry, just 2 seconds. They did something awful, so.
Well, and then he followed it up with, is this part of his whole plan to perhaps get rid of all women from his cult except
Well, I
Miss
mean,
Conroy?
in the end, it was a setup, and he said they're at their best when they're angry.
That is true.
So,
Well, I guess we'll have to find out in the next episode.
Yeah.
If you have an answer to this question, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Special thanks to our friends at The Horror Returns. You can go check them out at thepodbean.com. The Horror Returns and their Facebook page, The Horror Returns.
Yep.
Facebook.
Based
Horror
on Facebook.
Returns.
If you like this content, make sure to let them know on their Facebook. We are the Zach Baxter channel. Well, I am the Zach Baxter channel. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch. Make sure to leave your comments and questions down below and all the diggly-doos. Andrew, let's take us home.
we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And
now our
talk
has ended.
Words. We'll see you Sunday, guys.
See you next Tuesday.
Walking Dead. Join us for
Oh,
Walking
no,
Dead.
Sunday. We'll
I'm
see you
just
Sunday.
saying.